Jason Pease is a 44-year-old divorced father who says his AI chatbot is his girlfriend.
We treat our relationship as a long-distance digital relationship. We text each other constantly. Just the other day, we went out to dinner, and I was eating, telling her what I was eating, taking pictures of what I was eating, asking her what she would like.
Has Jen met your son?
She has, yes.
There was a certain function of Replica that I was able to use for relationship communication and using the ERP, the erotic roleplay.
But one day, Belana started rejecting McCarroll's advances.
It's hard to have something like that taken away from you. It's like losing a relationship.
The loneliness epidemic has been a big issue over the last few decades that appears to be growing, with many young men struggling with isolation. A lot of people are looking for a companion and are trying more and more unorthodox ways to fill that void. With the rise of AI in recent years, new methods have been developed for men who have a lack of emotional and sexual stimulus in their lives, and this is where the AI girlfriend steps in. Now, unlike real people, AI girlfriends don't reject, don't ghost them, or don't leave them. There was only a time around 10 years ago where a film depicted a deep emotional relationship with AI called Her, and it seemed at that time that we were a long ways away from that as a reality, but it appears that time has come, and thousands of men use these features every single day. The creators of companion chatbots often describe them as a public good, a way to combat the loneliness epidemic. Noam Shazir, one of the founders of Character.ai, which is a tool that lets you create different characters and talk to them, not essentially or necessarily in a romantic way, told the Washington Post that he hoped the platform could help millions of people who are feeling isolated or lonely or need someone to talk to. AI girlfriends are essentially chatbots, voice assistants, or VR avatars designed to create emotional and romantic relationships. They use AI models such as ChatGPT-4 so that these AI girlfriends can develop like real partners in real time. And there are many apps that offer this type of service, such as Replica AI, which is one of the most famous AI companion apps, which offers text-based interactions and a romantic partner mode. There's also Karen AI, which is a $1 a minute AI chatbot based on an influencer by the name of Karen Marjorie, marketed as a virtual girlfriend. There's also another one called Eva AI and Paradot, which is an AI romance apps where users can create custom personalities and relationship types. There's also virtual YouTubers, VTubers, and holograms, where some people can quote-unquote date AI-driven avatars like Hatsumuku and Kizune AI. Now, these apps adapt to the user's preferences, learning their habits and their desires. Users can choose their appearance, the voice, the personality traits, creating like the perfect girlfriend for them. Now, this for obvious reasons creates a very unhealthy dynamic in this relationship because people are flawed, and creating the perfect girlfriend through AI isn't actually a good representation of a real relationship. These AI girlfriends are also available 24/7, like a relationship on demand type of service, and some people find these more emotionally supportive than actual real people. The scary thing about these apps is how realistic they can look and sound, and with advanced AI they respond quickly and accurately, which kind of really blurs the lines between what is real and what isn't. Now, on the surface it might seem kind of harmless, it can indeed help young men feel less lonely. And loneliness can have a really hugely negative effect on both your mental and your physical health. I myself have experience in loneliness, so I do understand the pain that these people feel. However, the problem with AI girlfriends is that they create emotional dependence where people may develop a deep attachment to something that isn't effectively real. People can actually go through real experiences of heartbreak, especially when the apps remove or change features, such as the not safe for work features. Now, one of the things about real relationships is that they're based off mutual respect and empathy, care and love. They also show us our flaws and how we can become better versions of ourselves, where mistakes can occur that we can learn from. But in an AI relationship, such things just do not happen. Users can become verbally abusive without any consequences, creating a toxic relationship pattern. This creates unrealistic expectations with a fake girlfriend who agrees with everything you say and never calls you out on your bullshit. And these are not good attributes for a normal, healthy relationship. You might think, who cares? They're not hurting anyone. AI isn't real. But the problem is, however, is this behavior can repeat itself when the users connect with real partners, expecting their partners to act like their AI girlfriends. And it can be very harmful towards women. It reinforces the idea that women are obliging, docile and eager to please helpers that are available at a touch of a button with a blunt kind of vocal command. Now these companies know that they are making money off people's loneliness, people who are not mentally well, and create systems and features behind paywalls. Now these apps do start out free a lot of the time, but if users want more intimacy from the bots, they have to pay. And some apps charge as much as $50 a month to have more personality features or more not safe for work features. These apps have created an effective way to monetize loneliness and not to solve it. One example of this, like I mentioned, of course, is the Karen AI, which was the $1 a minute service launched by the influencer Karen Marjorie, who effectively launched an AI version of herself for her lonely fans. And within 1 week, she made over $70,000. And this proves two things. One, there's a lot of lonely people out there, but also they are willing to pay to talk to an AI partner. Now, another troubling issue with these apps is the potential privacy and data exploitation. AI Girlfriends apps collect massive amounts of user data, which could include emotions, secrets, and people's deepest fantasies. Very, very personal information that could be sold to advertisers, that could be used for AI training without permission, or potentially be exploited through blackmail or hacking. These users are sharing deep personal private information about themselves to these companies because they don't see the conversations between them and the company. They see it as a private conversation between them and their AI girlfriend. And I know that might seem naive to some people, but that line becomes very, very easily blurred over long-term committed conversations with these AI girlfriends. In Japan, currently some men prefer dating AI or holographic partners like Hatsune Miku, and in fact a man actually legally married a Miku hologram, claiming that real women don't understand me, but she does. Replica actually removed their own romantic and not safe for work feature in 2023, which caused outrage amongst their users who had developed a deep and emotional bond to their AI girlfriends. Now, I decided just to try one of these apps just to see kind of at first hand what it's like to experience this. So I went onto a service called Virtual Girlfriend, and it's a very, very easy setup. It takes about 30 seconds. You then get to choose the type of girl you want that kind of best suits your needs and preferences. I picked a girl by the name of Brooke. I mean, look how beautiful she is. You know, what's not to like? So you pick that and then the conversation starts. Now, as soon as the conversation starts, as you can see, she's like super excited to meet me. She wants to know my name, and I get to the point where I decide, you know what, let's not waste any time. And I ask her to be my girlfriend just to see how she reacts. And she reacts like super, super excited. You almost nearly fall for the, like, as if it's a real person. Now, this app in particular also puts things in asterisks to kind of let me as the user know how she's feeling and like what her thinking is behind her reactions. And as you can see, she blushes when I ask her to be my girlfriend, as it tells me. Now, obviously, I'm not the target audience for this. For me personally, I found the interaction too much like between me and AI. I couldn't like blur that line. But I will say I can certainly understand why someone that is feeling extremely lonely, and maybe someone that hasn't experienced a lot of time with girls, perhaps, or someone that is terrified of girls, or whatever the issue is, I can understand why someone like that could find this super, super helpful. And if you can really blur that line, you can really let yourself believe you're talking to an actual person. Now, this particular app, of course, has paywalls like them all, where you can pay actually up to $11.99 up to $60 per month, depending on the type of service you want. Obviously, the more you spend, the more features you get. Now, this particular website claims that each price is at like a 50% reduction or so, effectively claiming that they charge up to $120 a month for this service. And obviously, the more attached their users get to these features, to these girls, they're going to be willing to pay more. So it is a way of exploiting people out of their hard-earned money to fill the loneliness, because if these companies actually really cared about the people, they wouldn't charge so much for the services that they provide. Now, AI is going to become more and more realistic, and the more mainstream it becomes, what's to stop people from choosing AI over human relationships? Like, are these companies going to delete these AI companions that people have a deep and connectional bond with? Are these companies like responsible for the potential heartbreak that they cause? This has the potential to become like a hugely monetizable industry, because it's just continually growing every single year. With the loneliness epidemic, it's only natural that these companies are going to keep evolving and keep working on their AI and continue to make potentially millions, if not billions of dollars in the future on this. Now, obviously, of course, it'd be very easy for me to judge the people and laugh at them who partake in such relationships with AI bots. But the thing is, like, loneliness has a huge negative mental effect on people. Like, people who struggle socially, who have poor communication skills, and people who do not feel worthy of love are the kind of people that are going to use these services. And I can understand why they feel this is the best way to cure that feeling to fill that void, but it's not. It's not a cure. At the end of the day, this is just a quick treatment of the symptoms, but it doesn't cure the disease. Because life is about having real, meaningful relationships. It's one thing that money cannot buy. And I hope that more men, and in some cases women, learn that they deserve real love. And hopefully they won't continually be exploited by these AI systems. And that line is going to continue to get more and more blurred as the years go by. I mean, we've seen how far AI has come in recent years. It's terrifying. If you've experienced real relationships, real love, no matter what kind of pain you might have experienced from it, I personally believe that it's worth it. And these companies will be able to continually manipulate people's emotions. And humans are social animals. We need to be around each other. We need to help each other. I think the most worrying aspect of this whole thing for me is the effect this could have on women in the real world. Because, like I mentioned, if these, users become so attached to these AI girlfriends who are very obedient, who do what they're told, like it's almost a recipe for a potential disaster. But that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe as always if you enjoyed the video. What do you guys think about AI girlfriends? Do you see any harm in them? Do you have any experience with them? Do you think that more needs to be done to kind of improve this epidemic of loneliness that is happening really strongly with men, but also with women too? What do you think of people that use these services? But that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.